Here's a quick trading concept check on the difference between a support zone and a support pivot. I'm looking at a chart of Merck right now, and I just popped this one open because it has a pretty reasonable example of a pullback into a support zone. So what we see is the price, we had a nice rise in price, it hit a double top, and we see a pullback down into the rising 20-period moving average. That's that blue line there. And it also happens to coincide with an old ceiling, an old resistance zone from back here. Now, that old resistance zone, these old ceilings oftentimes become new price floors. And so we're right in that zone right there. So the price is pulled down to the rising 20-period moving average. And as you've seen in the past, that can be a catalyst for support. And so we're in the support zone. Now, a support pivot requires 3 candles at a minimum. So you have a candle down, downward selling pressure. And a pivot point, usually has a signal candle, maybe a doji, for example. And then it's followed by an upward candle. And that candle, we want to see that close above the previous candlestick high. So here's a couple of examples of support pivot zones. And, here's one right here. This one took 3 candles to build. It had red candle down, signal candle, green candle. It didn't close above the previous day's high until that last candle. It actually took this candle here to really form that support zone. Down here, it took a couple candles. So it hit, gave a green candle. That's not a pivot yet. And then it came back down again. So you had kind of 2 candles there in the middle. And then it traded above those and closed right there above the old ceiling. So a support zone is an area where there's a catalyst for support. There is either a moving average, a support resistance zone, a trend zone, a Fibonacci ratio, any one of the well-known catalysts, price points, etc. You'll see prices going down, and it's not a support pivot. It's not a support pivot until prices actually go up. So we'd need to see a candlestick going up. Now we know we have support. So what most traders look to do is they look to buy when they get that pivot confirmation up in here, rather than try to pick it off of the low and hope that that becomes support. Because a lot of times you'll think you're at a support zone, like back here. There's the support zone. Price came down to it, started to go up, but it didn't really get there, and then boom, it came down. So we want to watch out for that fake support zone by making sure we get upward confirmation in price when the pivot forms, giving us confirmation that we can go ahead and buy.